The study is the first study of the Irish here in the States, and we hope from what we learn that we can share with others, but also that this is a template that can be used by other localities to study their own Irish population.
I didn't give it a lot of thought. You just took whatever kind of a job you could get at that point. There wasn't a lot of jobs around. And I got a job in a bar and grocery in Butlersbridge, which is another picturesque town, about 4 miles.
This is right out of high school?
Right out of high school. So I worked there for 1.5 years, and then I left for America.
All my sisters and brothers had already left.
And where did they go?
To England. And my father said there was a train station near us. And by the time my father got to me and I have a brother that was just there, he said he was really tired. They were very sad about taking their children. He said, I'm really tired of taking my children to the train and putting them on a train and a boat for England. They were very sad.
England was still a big force in Ireland at that time, you see. And when I went to London, the English people, if you went to look for a job, the first thing they'd ask you, hello, Paddy. They'd never ask you what your name was. They called every Irishman a Paddy. And it was sort of, they looked down on you a bit, you know.
You know, in England at that time, they were very discriminatory against the Irish. Oh, yes. Very much. Because we had, they would call them, we had people in England, and, they were high up in the nursing, and there was like a great percentage of Irish girls, young Irish girls. Some of them were not that educated. They had left elementary schools. And we found that they were very discriminatory against us. Well, you see, in those days, in the 50s and the late 40s in Ireland, you really didn't have a choice. You did not have a choice. My sisters and brothers didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice. Unless I got into a nursing school in Ireland, I mean, what was left for you? You went out into domestic service.
We had cousins home one summer, and my mother...
From the States?
Yeah. And my mother seen to it that her and I would get to visit him so he could sponsor me over here. And I was over here in less than 6 months.
Oh.
Yeah, and he could have brought me before Christmas in December, and he could have claimed me as a tax dependent.
Oh.
But I said, if you don't mind, I'd rather stay home for Christmas.
I had friends, other Irish girls. They were not in my hospital. They were in another hospital. They were from Cavan. And we decided that we wanted to come to America.
2 older sisters had come to the United States at that time, you see. And everybody wanted to go to the United States. Yeah.
We left on the 25th of January 1961. My father came to Shannon Airport to see me off, and he gave me a pair of marcasite earrings, which I still have.
A pair of, marcasite?
Yeah, marcasite, and I still have them. And it was sad,
Oh,
I mean, I was sad, but excited.
yeah.
And I came there, it was beautiful, but I couldn't get over the size of things in Manhattan. What amazed me most about Manhattan was that I was after coming from London, you see, and the small towns in Ireland and Dublin. I was in Dublin before, but never lived there. But the sidewalks were so narrow in them cities, you see. The sidewalks in New York, I remember going up to 3rd Avenue from York Avenue, and I couldn't believe the sidewalks were so wide and everything was so big.
I had no cousins, nobody at all here, no relative whatsoever.
Oh, my.
No. So my friend, when we got off the plane, she was met by her relative, and she went up to the Bronx. And the hospital sent 2 young girls to meet me. One was a nurse, an Irish nurse, and the other was, she worked in the hospital. So so they came to Kennedy and they picked me up.
I was looking for opportunity, I see. I thought I was a great carpenter, and I thought that country is huge. Maybe I'll be able to do something for myself and my mother and my parents. Send back a few dollars,
Yeah.
I was sponsored by a St. Michael's Hospital in Newark, New Jersey. And I had to go to Dublin for an appointment, and we were interviewed. I'm glad that I came to America. I'm really glad. I just think it's a wonderful country.
It was the greatest blessing that ever happened.
Uh-huh.
America did so much for us
Yes, yeah.
and
So it
allowed
goes
us to
with-
go to school.
It goes without saying, I imagine, that if you'd stayed in Ireland, your life would have been very different.
Oh, there'd be no comparison, you know. No, no. The island is so small, and the people there, there's not room. There wasn't room there,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
no, unfortunately.